Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another YouTube video. It's your boy, the Hungry Hornet, and as you can see, we are standing here next to a CB650R. Now, a little bit of background. If you've seen my last video, you'd know that I suffered a horrific puncture. That's correct. Horrific puncture on the way back from my recent trip to London. And long story short, I had to get it recovered. Cost me a lot of money. We'll talk about the whole thing in a minute. But the guys at Bridge Motorcycles Exeter were lovely enough to let me borrow this as a loaner, and as you can see, she is a beauty. Now, I've had the good news that today is the day I get my Hornet back. So we're going to go up to Exeter on this bike and we're going to talk about it, talk about my thoughts and feelings on it. Obviously I've only really ridden it to work and back, so I've only ridden it twice really. Ridden it on the way back from Exeter and on the way to work this morning, and now I'm going to ride out to Exeter. So I've only put on probably, I don't know, 25 miles. So what's going to happen next is we're going to get on the bike. Here's just a quick look what she looks like. She looks absolutely stunning. I love the brass finishing. That's what she looks like on the other side. She's a bit dirty unfortunately because it's been raining. She's gorgeous though, absolutely lovely machine. She's got 3,800 miles on the clock, on the nose. We've obviously used a little bit of fuel, so as a courtesy I'm going to put some fuel in before we take it back. We're going to hand it back to Bridge, who were kind enough to lend me the bike. So join me on this lovely journey back. We will discuss what happened with the Hornet and the puncture. So what she sounds like? Jesus, what a machine. Right, we'll fill that up. She's filled up now. There you go. She's filled up. We'll put in 10 litres nearly, or 9 litres. So we basically borrowed the bike for 13 quid. That'll do. Let's go pay for this and let's get out of there. Hello, number 2.
Go back out and make sure the nozzle's back in. It's still saying that it's going.
Nozzle back in? It's not still going. What's she on about? Fuck's sake. Can I have a receipt please as well? Thank you very much. Keep the visor up so you can hear the acceleration. Wowzers! Suffered a puncture on the M5 about 40 miles away from my house. That was a shame. So I had to come back via recovery. The back tyre went. I had 13,000 miles, 13,500 miles done on the back tyre. So it wasn't too bad. Unfortunately, I think I hit a pothole just out of junction 24 and you know, basically just went. The puncture protect did its job. It wasn't a big bang, it was a gradual diffusing of the air and a gradual release of the air until obviously we ended up coming to, obviously I've noticed because something was off. I noticed pretty much straight away something was off. The air was, it's just the tyres were, you become one with your bike, don't you, and you just notice these things. So I went into the hard shoulder, realised I had a puncture, and then when I got off the bike I noticed it was like going flat, and then it just sort of went so it was a safe stop. I didn't catch it on video, which is funny because I always catch everything on video unfortunately. Just the way the cookie crumbles, which is a bit annoying. We got back to the dealership. They asked me how I was getting home. I said to them, I don't know, you got a loaner? And they said, yeah, there you go, here's this. And that was it. You know, it was very nice of them to do that. They didn't have to do that, and obviously this is quite a sought after valuable bike, so I was a bit nervous about taking it home. I was able to get home on the bike, went to work today with it. Obviously I got back home on Saturday, didn't go out on Sunday. Obviously I wasn't going to go ripping around on the bike. It's not my bike, it's a loaner bike. It's not, I'm not here to do a test ride on it or whatsoever, but obviously I'm going to ride it to work, which is the point, and ride it back to Bridge Motorcycles without having to catch a bus or anything like that. So it's really helped me out. Obviously she's a looker. People look at this bike and like the look of it, and that's what I will say. She's a striking bike. I actually passed my test on one of these bad boys. This is the bike I passed my test with. I passed on an all black or bluish one, and yeah, it's surprisingly the seating position is actually quite nice, quite comfortable. The arms are quite nice as well. all in all, it's all quite nice. It's quite a nice bike. I don't know if I can go touring on it, but it feels quite comfortable. Suspension's nice as well, and obviously the acceleration is lovely as well. It sounds absolutely incredible. This is a stock exhaust on, and it sounds absolutely incredible. What a bike. It's a lot of fun. I mean, let's talk about some of the features. I don't think it's got any modes. I tried to figure out if there's any modes, but there's no mode button. I don't know what this does. There's T button here. I don't know what it does. Is it traction control? Maybe? I'm not sure. I didn't want to press it. I was given a quick run through of the e-clutch and what it does. If I could get my head around it, and because I'm so used to obviously shifting and grabbing the clutch and that, I just think if I got out of that headspace, it would be very convenient, you know. And that's what it's built to be, is obviously convenient. It's cool as fuck, like, you know, really cool. I'd have to do a bit of research. I was thinking about playing around with it on the way back to Bridge now, but I just don't really fancy it. It's just like I'm so used to, and obviously on the motorway as well, we're not going to need to change gears, are we really, that much? So yeah, it's interesting. One thing I really do think the bike really cool is when you put your side stand down, there's a little symbol that comes down saying the side stand's down. That's awesome. It's obviously got very similar TFT screen as the Hornet. Power wise, I'd say they're quite similar, you know, the Hornet 750 in this, and this doesn't feel overly fast. It does feel overly accelerating though. It feels like it can definitely outpace the Hornet in acceleration. Maybe, I don't know, but the engine braking is insane. Like, you know, you can feel it, like, oh. And obviously the inline 4 engine is just a different kettle of fish, isn't it? But different kettle of fish. It's just like when I rode the SP, it was just like, wow, you know. This is definitely a wower, and you know, if I had the money, I'd buy one. I would, and I think I'd enjoy it. It's a cool bike, man. It is a cool bike, and even with the clutch I don't quite understand, aka Grandad shouting at clouds, you know, it is an incredible, and it looks absolutely stunning. This one in particular looks absolutely, this green and the side and the accents on the engine block. Oh god, honestly, like obviously I brought it into work today and everyone's just like staring at it, like, you know, these aren't bikers, this is just normal. I say normal, but you know, is there such a thing as a normal human? It's just normal people, car drivers, and it's just oh, you know, this would be an absolute dream to ride in the, you know, I mean, I don't know, guys. I feel like we're in danger here of falling in love, and when you fall in love, you make bad decisions. When you lust over something, you make bad decisions. Well, not bad decisions, but hasty decisions. You know, there's no such thing as a bad decision. Yeah, it's really comfortable. I think the position suits me really well. Like, back-wise and that, it's really comfortable. I think it might actually be more comfortable than my Hornet. Like, the seat's quite comfortable as well. I wish I could take it out for longer. But I do vividly remember training on this bike and not being tired. So, and to be fair, this might be the bike for me, really. You know, realistically, you know, in the future, could this be a second or third bike in my case? Yeah. I'm very attached to the Hornet. Obviously, this is what this whole channel is based upon, is the Hornet. The Hornet is my, you know, it's my calling card, it's my brand, it's who I am, it's how I feel. I love the Hornet, and I'm looking forward to getting back on it just to see what it's like. So I feel like I've been detuned from it. But this is a, I don't know, it's just like, it's sad really, because it's so fucking good, you know? So fucking good, love. Such a nice bike. Such a nice bike. Such an interesting bike as well. So much character. Oh, you just can't help but think, wow, what a piece of machinery. It's got some Dunlops on there. I'm not a fan of Dunlop tyres. I don't like the way they feel, but they feel good on this, I must admit. You can definitely see why someone would want the CB650R. I personally love it. Absolutely visually incredible bike. I mean, this is the first proper corner I've taken on the bike. And it, oh, look at it. It reminds me of my test. It definitely reminds me of my test. It's just such a nice bike. It does, and these tyres do stick well. Fair play. Not a fan of Dunlops, and I've got the visor up so you can hear the engine. I'll put it down now because the wind's high. But yeah, it's just such a nice bike. I can honestly say it's a dream to ride, and it definitely suits the it just looks absolutely stunning as well. It's fun to ride, check. Stunning, check. And comfortable, check. You know, and it's not subjective stunning. Like you argue that the Hornet is subjectively good looking. You know, I don't think it looks nice, but it's not. It's not like this is definitely an eye. This is a looker. This bike, it's a looker, and people that aren't into bikes will look at this and go, "Whoa!" It just looks beastly, sounds beastly, fun to ride, yes, and you can feel the exhaust pop in as well. But if you put your leg out, you can feel the exhaust. You just take it off the bar. Look, oh yeah, you can feel it. So you know, if it's cold, you can warm yourself up. But it's just an incredible bike, and I'm not here to disparage any bike. I feel like all bikes are gorgeous, but this is incredible. And once you know you get used to the E-clutch and that, it's just, brakes are really nice as well, really sharp, and it's evenly weighted. You can feel it. You can feel it when you come to a stop. It's nice, and it's and it just balances out really nice. Really nice. It's just a fantastic bike. I mean, I'm very happy that I've gotten to ride this again and remember what I found so incredibly exciting about learning how to ride a bike. This was the bike I passed my test on. This is the bike that, you know, I kind of probably wanted, to be fair. I had the CB650R, but I always thought it was a bit too heavy. For some reason I got in my head it was a bit too heavy. It's not. It's movable. You can maneuver it quite easily, and it's nicely balanced. It isn't heavy at all. It isn't heavy, and I've got to position the bike down an alleyway. That's how I get into my storage in my compound, and it was easy. I'd even argue easier than the Hornet. So that's a bit egg on the face there, isn't it? Because this could have been the one. This was definitely my dream bike, I'd say. When I was learning how to ride, this was it. This was the one I wanted, and it's a shame, you know. But in a weird way, happy, because obviously I discovered the Hornet, and the Hornet fulfills my needs. But mate, you know, if you're into this bike, if you're into this styling, if you're into the Streetfighter appeal, and the seat is quite comfortable, I'd say, surprisingly comfortable. It sounds absolutely insane. It's just a nice bike. I don't know what the MPG is on it. I'd imagine it wouldn't be great, but you know, it is a looker. It ticks all the boxes. For me, it does at least. And yeah, so you know, that's my thoughts on this bike. It's very obviously coupled together. It's only at 40-50 minutes of riding time on it, but you know, appreciate Bridge Motorcycles letting me this bike, and I appreciate the chance to ride it, and thanks for saving my skin. Thanks Bridge, and you know, if I can get one of these, you can, because if I had the money, I'd definitely be buying this right now. I absolutely am in love with it. But yeah, see you guys in a sec. Bye bye. See you later, number one fan. Apparently he's my number one fan. Right, obviously we've got to take this a little bit on the cautious side. Bye bye mate. I was going to take the back roads, but you know what, I won't. Time's of the essence. I'm sure I'll scrub these bad boys in at some point. God, they feel strange. Obviously buying brand new tyres is always expensive, especially when you get really good ones. Grip feels good. Oh, it's nice to be back on the Hornet. Thought I'd do a little bit of a rundown, getting the new tyres, you know, easy enough. The guys at Bridge did a great job as usual. They've agreed, or they've definitely said they want to get me out on a bike that has an E-clutch on, so I can try it out properly and get to grips with it, because I mentioned how it was a bit strange, the clutch, and then get on with it. But I don't think as I said, I didn't do enough didn't do enough research, but this feels nice. I don't know what this guy's doing there. You going that way? Hey, he's not paying attention, is he? Just in a weird position. I thought he's pulled over. You going that way, yeah? Right, okay. So yeah, I was vaping heavily outside of their van. I'll get out on an e-clutch bike and try it out myself. Oh, the grip feels good on this. Maybe I should have taken it on the back road. Alright, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for all your support recently, boys and girls. It's much appreciated. Until the next time, I have been the hungriest of Hornets. You've been incredible. Peace.